Hi, hello, good morning, good evening, good night. Uh, I want to thank you for joining me. This is day 28 of our Bible daily journey, and we commit this time into God's hand for knowledge, for insight, for understanding. Amen. Today we read Leviticus chapter 9 to 12. We also looked at Psalm 28 and Mark chapter 4. In Leviticus chapter 9, Aaron performed his first offering before the Lord. The burnt offering, the sin offering, he did it for himself. He also did it for the people. And afterwards, we saw God's glory appearing and fire from the Lord consuming the burnt offering on the altar. Now, this was a sign that what Aaron performed before the Lord was acceptable. Now, there is a mention of the flesh of the animals being burned outside the camp. They never made it to the altar. It seems God is always, somewhat not pleased with anything that has to do with the flesh. It's just, just a thought there. In Leviticus chapter 10, we are seeing a contrast of what Aaron did in chapter 9. Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, they tried to offer what they call unsanctioned censer. They put fire on their censer and they tried to present it before the Lord. And God sent a fire to consume them. Meaning what they did was not acceptable. It was not sanctioned. There was no time that Moses told them to do that. And so the Lord had to do that to show what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. God does not accept all offerings. He only accepts the offerings he commands and the one he instituted, just like he told Moses. And so, because of that, Aaron was a little bit aggrieved, but Moses had to caution him that this wasn't what God asked them to do. Later on, God spoke to Aaron and said he should not drink wine. He and his sons and his generation should not drink wine, should not drink any intoxicating drink. And it will be a statute throughout all the generations. And we move to Leviticus chapter 11. Leviticus chapter 11 is so loaded because uh, God started distinguishing between clean animals and the ones that are not clean because of the peculiarity of the children of Israel. God wanted them to be holy. God wanted them to be peculiar. God wanted them to be different from the nations round about them. So God gave them what they call a dietary law about what the animals they can eat, what they cannot eat. Like clean animals, the one that has split hooves and the chew cord. Unclean animals, rabbit, pig, and a lot of animals that were mentioned, a lot of even insect, even birds. They were mentioned of the things that they need to eat and the things they should stay clear of. Leviticus chapter 12 talks about the days needed for purification for a woman that has given birth either to a boy or a girl. For a boy, the days of purification, 7 days, and then they add another 33 days, making 40 days for period of purification before the woman can come into the sanctuary. If the woman gives birth to a girl, it is 80 days before she can come into the sanctuary. And then we'll move into Psalm 28. In Psalm 28, David was asking the Lord not to turn away his prayers like he normally will respond to the wicked or to the workers of iniquity. David was pleading for God. God, don't turn away my prayers. I'm not wicked. I'm not part of the sinners' agenda. I don't rejoice in what they do. I don't take part in it. And so finally, he rejoiced in the Lord. He rejoiced that God has heard his supplications. In Mark chapter 4, Jesus shared we saw the account of the parables of the sower, parable of the growing seed, and of course the parable of the mustard seed. The mustard seed, the parable depict that it is the smallest seed, even though in the beginning it is small, but at the end of the day, it yields the biggest harvest and the biggest tree. And that is how the kingdom is. And that is how, even in our lives, we might start something small, but the end is going to be big. So we should not judge things by their beginning. The beginning might be small, the beginning might be inconsequential, but we should not judge things and events and projects like that, because there is a far greater end product. Jesus was, mentioned he was sleeping in the boat while there was, windstorm and all that. And he woke up, he rebuked the wind, and everybody was astonished. They were like, wow, this man has authority to even command the winds and the waves, and they obey him. Yes, and God has given us through Jesus that ability, that authority to also speak to mountains and speak to things. If we believe, it's going to happen the way we say it. Our memory verse today is in Mark chapter 4, verse 22. Jesus said, "For there is nothing hidden which will not be revealed, neither anything that is kept secret that will not come to light." I believe as we continue in this daily journey, the will of God, the purpose of God, the plan of God for our lives will be unveiled, will be revealed, and we will be a better person at the end of the day. So thank you for joining me tonight, and I wish you a good day. Thank you, and God bless you.